a great time. So let's get that out there. But your shelves look good. You sent me a picture before with them empty, but they look nice, except in the first picture, everything in your room is crooked, man. I mean, it's like the stuff on the shelf is crooked. You know, it's just everything. The picture on the wall is crooked. Everything in your room is crooked. So you're gonna have to square that away. The other thing is, on the other band, Perry, you're not trying to be broadcast quality. you want to break in there and get in, make that contact. So on the other band is a whole different set of parameters you got to set. Talk about over here, on the other band, the board that you're talking about, I remember having them. I didn't have very good luck, but that's for that. I get all that. Yeah. So nobody's trying to be KYKBW news on the other band. So and you didn't remark if you could hear a difference. I don't think you can. I've never noticed it between the symmetry off and on. I mean, it's off now. All right, now it's on. I mean, there's a difference on the PET. But there's no difference. I don't think you can hear any difference. Now let's shut it off. I don't usually have it on. But that's that. I can feel the room just wafting up. I mean, I don't have this transistor file. If I'm on that other band, I don't have this doing the cosmic peace is just as high as the almighty up above will allow. Over.
So I have my monitor on there. I'm trying to record it so you can hear. I don't hear a difference because you're not strong enough, unfortunately. If you were, this is 7 o'clock at night, it'd be a different story. I'd really be able to tell. I think we've done this before, Dad. I want to say we have. I can't remember what the hell I did with my vape 5 minutes ago, let alone, remember when we did this before or not. But yeah, everything in my room's crooked. I was looking at that picture, man. It's like them houses, like a fun house, you want to walk into and the floors are all crooked and everything's crooked on the walls and you're walking into the mirrors and so, but honestly, the floor is a little crooked in here. I have noticed that, especially when I'm with this train table and how big it is, and it has size to reach across quite a bit of the room, and I could tell the floor wasn't level with that because I had to put some shims to level it out and stuff. So, anyway. Man, you know what, Dad? I'm sorry we didn't sit with Tom this morning. I didn't think about that. That's my apologies. Because I usually sit with Bill. Where we sat today, it's usually me and Frito sitting there with him, and I figured Frito would be all right because Frito and Tony talk every morning. They're the first ones on every morning at 4 o'clock, and then. But yeah, so maybe next time we can sit with Tom. But either way, I mean, obviously, I know you had a good time, so I'm glad. I'm glad I started going. I wish I kind of would have went sooner, but what are you gonna do? Anyway, I wonder what you got on the agenda tonight. I don't have much going on. I'm going to probably finish cleaning up in here. I'm going to put the ball game on and get in bed nice and early because I got to go over there on that guy's roof tomorrow in South Philadelphia and put up a rotor for him. So his rotor busted, and I got to put up a new rotor for him tomorrow. So, hey, man, he used the money. So, back to you. W2SDR. Hopefully you're here to be okay. W3MMR.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I hear you fine. As long as you're not dropping below an F6, and that's 9 to 10 over. 125 for positive peaks is as high as they can go. Because they're assured that, number one, they're not going to splatter. Number two, you know, the average AM receiver out there is going to be able to demodulate them without distortion. So there's a reason for that 125. Okay, number one. Number two, yeah, that's okay. Well, since I'm going again and repeatedly now to those breakfasts, we'll sit with Frito and that other fellow. We could have sat four in the booth. I mean, they're kind of big, especially the other guy. But I think we could fit in there, and we'll move around. Once you pick it up with Clark, I'm going to refresh my cocktail, and I'll be back. Okay? W3 MMR in the group with N1BCG, W2SDR. I'll be back in about 3 or 4 minutes.
And I agree with what you said.
Go ahead, Clark.
I'm having an emotional breakdown here. I've got 2 amps of RF going into an antenna, and the signal is just like not getting out from there. But if you can hear me, that's truly amazing.
Oh, I hear you. You're about 10 over. I hear you fine. I actually hear you better than I hear my father. He's about S8 to S9, so sounding good, man. Good to hear you. I tuned to the frequency when Gordon and you were just wrapping up your QSO, so and I was waiting for my dad, and I was hoping that you would still be around, so I didn't hear anybody or see anybody anywhere else on the pan adapter. So what's going on, man?
It's really weird because a lot of people, not just a couple, a lot of people have said, gee, Clark, your signal just isn't what it used to be. And that happens to coincide with this field intensity meter that I've got. And it's very simple. It's just a small ammeter, 2 diodes, a cap, and a little whip antenna from an old radio. And it just sits on the shelf. And there's a potentiometer on it that allows me to set it so that the pointer's straight up and down, right mid-scale. And then that's a good indication. It's like, hey, is there anything wrong with the antenna? Well, it's now no longer reading anything, which is amazing. I have to go over and actually grab onto the whip antenna for it to have any kind of indication whatsoever. And so people are saying your signal's sucking pond water, and then this meter is saying, yeah, your signal is sucking pond water here 80 feet away from the antenna. And then everyone's like, yeah, boy, the bands have sucked. It's like, well, okay, hold on a second. How is the band sucking going to ruin my reception from my own antenna 80 feet away? Boy, those bands really suck, huh? N1BCG.
And I'm back.
Yeah, okay, Pop, I'll get it right over to you. I don't know, Clark. Obviously you have a watt meter, and or some way of measuring output, and I'm sure it's the same as normal. Standing wave is probably low, right? Chub tree checked all that. Now I wonder if you've checked before you had an issue. Did you use this field strength meter to get a good base, I wonder. And I think you said you walk out there with it, and you can't get it to you can't get the meter to move without grabbing the whip. I got a little nice one. My dad got it for me for, was it Christmas or birthday, from Amazon, and nice little field strength meter. Man, that thing kicks ass. And for a reference, Clark, my dipole, I can, the second I walk outside, my field strength meter's moving. Back to you, Pop.
Boy, everybody's up on 85 today. K1KBW.
Okay. Hi, Bob. Gordon's back. Well, a quick answer to that is I just want to fill in. We have active field strength, so they're extremely sensitive. A half a watt, 70 centimeter speed. So I guess my suggestion to you, if you have another field strength meter, try that one. If you don't borrow one, please start pulling your hair to make sure it's not an issue with the meter. So that's the first suggestion. Most field strength meters that come in SWR meters, you know, there's cheap radiation. I mean, it's just a diode, a coil, and a capacitor, and there's very insensitive. These things are hurting. Man, I'm telling you, their sensitivity to this thing is unbelievable. But they're active. They got an FET in them. Anyway, this is going to be a round table. Break in. It's all fine with me. So I'm going to throw it up in the air. But the new addition, Gordon is back and Bob has joined KBW. W2GOR.
Somebody.
All right, hello to Bob, if that's Bob out there. Yeah, well, everybody up on 85 today, huh?
Yeah. Hey, Bob. Good evening. Been a long time. Hope all is well. W3MMR and Gordon, welcome back. And Clark, your signal, that last transmission, that little quick one there was pretty normal, especially for this time of day.
Well, let me just break in real quick. If we want to get off of this frequency, I don't think Perry and I or anybody else would have a problem moving down.
Yeah, I'll go anywhere.
Hey, Bob, you hearing me over there? I think the band's broken.
Well, I'm hearing everybody good. My question was, Perry and I do not mind moving down if we can off 85. What do you think?
No, you can stay here. There's nobody else using it. My guess is that Bob wasn't saying that we were supposed to be on 85, but just that we were all on 85, and that was kind of different.
Okay, you guys aren't hearing each other, so that could be a problem. Bob just says we're here. What's wrong with being here? Nothing's wrong with being here. I'm just want to put out there that Perry and I are open to go anywhere you guys want to go.
No, I was just saying everybody's up here on 85. That's unusual.
Yeah, well, I think because Gordon was testing up here, and then Clark came up and said hi to Gordon, and then my father and I jumped in and said hi to Gordon, and then it just everybody stayed here. This wasn't that long ago, Bob. This was only probably about, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes ago. So that's why we're here, I guess. But yeah, so I guess, well, the U-Alls ain't in there yet because the band's still real short. Bob, you're coming in fantastic. Clark, you're hitting 25 over. Your signal is perfectly normal, to me anyway. So, not sure what your goings on with your field strength meter, but hopefully, maybe the ham fairy will send you one.
The ham fairy. Ham fairies typically are the ones who, like, give really nice ham equipment to others and just like, hey, here's a gift. That's amazing. That's a ham fairy to me. Even better than the tooth fairy. Hey, here's something really interesting, I think. So I put together this very different kind of field strength meter. I had a loop stick from an old AM receiver, and I put two full wave bridge rectifiers on it. That took 8 1in34 diodes to do this, and then put it onto a very sensitive ammeter. And here's what's interesting about it. When I went under my antenna, like if I stand at one end of the antenna and walk like it's right overhead, if I walk the length of the antenna underneath it, the meter will start, and oh, I'm sorry, I forgot the other thing. The meter isn't centered. It's one of those centered meters, so it's like plus and minus 50 microamps either side and 0 in the center. Okay, so it starts at 0. If I go under the antenna at one end, it'll be fully deflected to one side, and I think this is really cool. I get halfway across the antenna to where like the current is maximum, the voltage is 0, and it centers. You can literally watch the meter drop to 0, and then when you keep walking to the other end of the antenna, it deflects the other way. Okay, see that? Little things like that I think are fascinating. N1BCG.
Borrow one.
Yeah, I'll
Gordon, that's almost as bad as me putting that light in my inside my tuner in the 4-inch because I got a clear plastic. I took the PVC 4-inch off, put clear plastic on here, and they put an 8-watt fluorescent bulb in there, and it lights up the whole room when I key up. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, Clark.
Doing it wrong. You need to put a black light in there, one of those fluorescent black lights, and then you put your Ghost Ship and your Jimi Hendrix posters up on the wall, so when you key up, they all start to light up.
That would be cool. Hey,
Well, that's what I'm going to do next. I was saying that the other day that I was going to go today and get some black lights, but I didn't get down there. I got to get down and pick up a couple of the little the black lights and put one on each end. That should be neat.
Hey, Clark. I'm sure Rob, W1WOR, has a nice field strength meter. He's always buying new gadgets and getting new stuff and analyzers and all that stuff. I'm sure he would have one. He's right down the street from you.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is that what I'm saying is that it's the same field strength meter that, let's say, 6 months ago was reading lots and lots of RF energy, and now it's reading nothing. So I got to change the diodes out on it. I mean, it's so easy. It's two 1N34 diodes and a like a .01 cap. So, but I got to find out what's going on, because again, there's an RF ammeter in series with the coax out to the tuner, and it's reading 2 amps. So the transmitter's still putting out the same amount of power. And if the antenna changed, if it fell, if a tree grew up around it or a vine grew on it, all the tuning would change, and none of that's happening. It's just like there's still 2 amps of current. The impedance hasn't changed, the antenna hasn't changed, and the signal sucks. So there you have it. N1BCG. Yeah, I use the 1N34As on a RF choke. Put them together and I'll come up on headphones, and I can listen to myself. That's pretty neat. All my transmitters have a stereo headphone jack in there with those hooked up to it, so I just plug my phones into the RF deck and I can listen to myself when I key up. Right, but I don't want to listen to myself, and I don't expect anyone else to either. Well, I don't expect anybody to listen to me, so that's why I listen to myself.
Brutal. You guys are a tough crowd on each other, on yourselves tonight.
If I make a change and I want to listen and make sure everything is right, but I don't sit here every night talking with headphones on. I can't do that. They drive me nuts.
Well, I know I'm 10-8, so I don't have to listen or ask.
10-8?
Obviously, I'm being facetious. W2SDR.
No, hold on. I got to go get my CB coffee cup, which has got the 10 codes on it. Remind me what 10-8 is?
Now, 10-8, I don't know what it says on your sheet, but 10-8 to periodi means like you got it going on with your station.
Yeah, man, you're I'm 10-8, like you're doing good. Like you got a good station, you got a good signal. You're a 10-8 operator.
Oh, so it means like you're getting down like a hound dog and partying like a pig.
Yeah, real 10-8 stations never ask anybody how they feel.
Yeah, no, not really about getting down like a pig or anything, or getting down there, but yeah, 10-8. I'm not a 10 code guy, really. My father and I say it like, facetiously, like off the air, as like an offhanded comment and a joke, but as far as on the air, when I am on CB, I'm not a big 10 code guy. I'm the exact same thing that I'm on here.
All right, so I just went in the other room and consulted my 1976 10 code coffee mug, and it says 10-8 means in service. So what are you doing?
Well, you could say like the rappers or something, Clark. It's like, hey, I'm in service, man. You see what I'm saying?
No, if you don't have gold teeth and a knife, you're not 10-8.
I'm 10-8 and I'm standing by.
10-8 and straight. No, it's to be honest with you, Clark, I've looked at a few different of those charts, 10 code charts, and there's different 10-8. There's different. Well, even for some of the other ones, there's they have different, meanings or different definitions for one. So I guess it definitely varied. I've seen it where it means like everything's okay, like all is well, everything's good. You know, or something like that. So that's pretty cool. You got it on a coffee mug, though.
There's someone else out there too. It's all fun though. Different meanings. I guess, like yellowy. What does that mean? I mean, it means different things to different people. You say like in normal life, this isn't normal life ham radio. You guys know that, right? If you say like your voice, like you met a new friend or something, or your girlfriend, and meet this girl, your voice is kind of yellowy. She's gonna look at you like, what?
Gordon, while the little blue pill is still working for you, what was that?
I said this is W2GOR remote B1080.
Yeah, that's right. It's like, honey, you got a good voice, but it's a bit on the yellowy side. It's like, how does that compute?
Yeah, hon, your audio sounds a little yellowy tonight. You're sitting after dinner watching TV. Honey, while you were eating dinner, your voice was really yellowy.
Well, not to be insulting or anything, but I say Barry White. Anybody that's old enough to remember Barry, I could hear him saying, it's like, actually, like, Perry, your voice is a bit yellowy, buddy.
Yeah, do it, Gordon. You're good at voices. Yeah, you can do it, Gordon. Gordon's got the voice.
Baby, I gotta go downstairs because my baby waiting for me. This is W2GOR. Be cool.
Well, it's like Gordon. When some people ask me how their audio is, and I'll say it's like he's got bedroom audio. In other words, Barry White audio.
Oh, Betty Davis audio.
Nah, man, bedroom audio. I say that all the time. I say that at work. When somebody comes in and has a deep voice, I'll say, man, that guy's got bedroom audio.
Yeah, I come up with that many years ago. What did you say, Betty Davis? No, it's not. You got Betty Davis eyes, Clark. Are you old enough to remember that?
Well, I just quoted it, yeah. And by the way, the last person to refer to anything about me as yellowy was my dentist, and he was referring to my teeth.
Ugh. Hey, you don't even drink coffee, do you?
Yes.
Clark, you're not a coffee drinker, are you?
Oh my God, it's an addiction, Perry. It's an addiction.
Word in here.
I don't know. There was somebody I know who doesn't drink coffee. Somebody I know who's very motivated, like you are. Very, always doing a lot of stuff. Stressful job, but he will not drink coffee.
Barry, it's Joe, W5JI.
Okay, yep, that's him. He had no coffee ever, and the guy runs around like a madman. And he's like 100 years old. Literally.
Oh, never mind.
I don't know what he's got in his blood, but it's 10 times more than I have in my coffee.
Man.
I drink coffee. I drink tea.
Yeah, Joe's a good dude. He's in his mid-90s, early into mid-90s, and man, that guy's up first thing in the morning doing roll call down the band, or up on 40 meters, or on All-Star, and he's wide awake, and then 5 minutes later, he's running to Lowe's to go do something, man, or go in here and pick something up for the house, and God bless the guy, man. I could only wish that I'm like that in my 90s, or if I even make it past 40.
Bob brings up a good point. He has more caffeine in it than coffee. Is that the thing? Does the guy have an IV connected to him? Like a bag on a little cart hanging over his right arm with tea in it?
Are you sure tea has more caffeine than coffee?
Absolutely.
Oh, really? Well, that's all I drink.
Yeah,
It's a little different.
my mother's a tea drinker. She has to have her tea every single morning. A little bit of tea, a tea with just a little bit of milk. And I have heard before that certain teas do have quite a bit more caffeine than coffee.
Yeah, it depends how long you brew it.
My, quite the potpourri of people in here today. That's potpourri.
And I don't drink regular tea. I drink that chai tea, which is real good.
W2SDR.
K1KBW.
That Red Bull tea.
What?
Hey George, good to hear you, man. Your goddamn Yankees.
Yeah, they lost today 4-0 to Detroit. But what did we do? We swept you guys, right?
Oh yeah, you did. You sent me a nice email with a nice big picture of a broom.
Yes, I did. That's right. I wasn't sure if it was 2 out of 3. You know, when you get old, your memory starts to go. I wasn't sure if it was 2 out of 3 or a sweep, but yeah, I did send you a picture of it. Actually, I sent you a picture the first day, just a picture of Jazz Chisholm. And then the second one, I sent you a picture of DJ LeMahieu.
Have to run, guys. See ya.
See you, Gordon, 7-3. Good hearing you again, man.
Yeah. See you, Gordon. It's always a pleasure, pal. Glad to hear you. Good to hear you. Excuse me. Yeah, man, Jazz. You know, because the Phillies were talking about getting Jazz Chisholm, and I won't go down the baseball path for long here, Clark. I promise. So I haven't been on the radio on 75 meters in a while, and I don't want to just hog the conversation. But anyway, when he hit those 2 home runs that game, and it would look like, you know, Brooks Robinson over at third base, I think there was a little chip on his shoulder because there was a rumor that the Phillies wanted him, or the Phillies didn't want him because they didn't think he was a good fit in the clubhouse.
Well, yeah, he came with a bad rap, just like Verdugo, but so far so good, and thank goodness his ACL is not torn, or UCL, whatever it is, the ligament in the elbow. He's going to be back, man. It would have sucked if he was hit. He's hit like 7 home runs in 12 games. I don't want Clark to get the chair until the road level is nice. Say his best prayers. I'll drop it over here right now.
No, Sports Talk 85. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, Brooks Robinson, man. He'll get much better in the field than that guy.
Man, this band does suck. I'm not gonna lie. George, you're not that strong, but I do got you in there. Yeah, I didn't know he had his ACL. So, see, the Phillies have been playing really bad baseball, so I backed off the MLB Network a little bit. Plus the Phillies had a West Coast trip that was 8 games or 3 series, so a little over a week. And all the games were really, really late. So the last week and a half, I've been pretty disconnected from baseball. But there you have it. So anyway, sounding good, George. Good to hear you. Not too much else going on here. Just put up a shelf above the operating position here. We've moved my LP 500 watt meter, my rotor box, up there. I installed one of those rotor EZ boards, circuit boards in my CDE 8-wire rotor control box for my ham 2 rotor, and works really great, and I can interface it with my PC and stuff too. So that's and the radio projects that have been going on here. And the next thing on the project list is modifying my FT101 and making that broadcast quality, and modifying my Inovonics 222 to set the bandwidth in it to probably 10 kilohertz total audio bandwidth. So throwing it up in the air, W3MMR.
So you have a good agenda there. It's good to hear you. I don't know, we were talking about you some weeks ago. I don't remember with who. And I just said, yeah, Perry's probably playing with his trains. They don't hear him anymore.
Oh, for sure. What do you call it? Hold on a second here. Damn it, what was I gonna say? Damn it, now I forget what I was gonna say. I'm just gonna shut up. No, sorry, now I remember. You were saying, George, I haven't been around. He's probably been playing with my trains. Well, I haven't touched my trains in probably 3 months. I had quite a bit of change go on over here. I know I had quite a bit of change go on about a year ago, and then I've had even more change going on. I didn't move or anything, but my son's back in South Carolina with his mom, so things have changed a little bit. So that I'm back on the radio. You know, I'm kind of getting back into the swing of things here, having a little more free time to myself, and you know, and less stress and less other things to preoccupy my mind, and more space in my mind to have fun with my hobbies. W3 MMR.
Yeah, and I guess you don't have to be his source of entertainment all the time. Well, I hope, you know, whatever the situation is, I hope it's the way you want it. N2LJ, I don't think I've said that yet. N2LJ. Clark, you got to do a Jamaican accent of a baseball player.
You know, there's this Jamaican cashier at the supermarket where I go, you know, to top off, and she literally will ask me to wait so that I can always go to her, you know, cashier lane so we can talk when I check out the items. It's kind of fun.
W2SDO.
Well, you do that accent very well, but you spent a lot of time down there for work, right? Was it a lot of trips on a regular basis, or one long period of time? I don't remember the details.
No, the short story is that I did broadcast promotions for Sandals Beaches in Air Jamaica. So I've been to Jamaica a lot, and one time I was there for a month, and it was funny because people were like, "Oh, you're gonna hate it. You're gonna be homesick. You're gonna, you know, it's too long. You know, if you go on vacation someplace like that, a week is like maximum, and that's it." And I'm like, "No, are you sure? Are you sure?" They got me freaked out because I'm like, how can I dislike someplace as much as I like that? No, what ended up happening is at the end of the month that I was down there, first of all, I had the world's badassest tan. I mean, I was walnut colored. Secondly, oh my God.
Can you imagine Clark being a walnut?
Not to toot my own horn, but the ladies at the front desk were in tears. There was some sobbing and hugging and stuff like that. You really get to know the staff after a month. I mean, you're practically buddies there. So yeah. No, I'm down with the whole JA thing. And as I tell my friends when I return from Jamaica, over far enough sentence with me. Minute and a lie, but when remember sweet Jamaica, you know what I come on me eye.
Let me just jump in here briefly. I'm going to sign out as far as the rules go. So 7-3 Clark, good hearing you. It's been a long time. Same with you, George. You really didn't have a lot to say to you there, George. But 7-3 Bob, if you're still listening, Perry. Maybe I want to catch you on the hub a little bit later on All-Star, and we'll see you guys later. Had fun tonight. W2SDO.
See ya.
Hearing from you, Frank. You're right. Long time no talk.
Yeah, 7-3, Frank.
Yeah, 7-3, Frank. Good to hear you.
All right, Pop. I'll catch up with you in a bit. W3 MMR.
K1KBW.
Hey, Bob, did I hear you were building a new transmitter or something?
What's that?
I think I was listening to you the other night or the other week or something. Weren't you? Are you building another transmitter or another power supply or something?
No, I built another one. This is, I built a new modulator and power supply. It's an older RF deck, but the modulator and the power supply are new.
Ah, okay, I gotcha. Are they just updated versions, basically? That's why you did it?
Well, I downsized it. My other one's in a 4-foot rack, and it's got the big PDM coils with 4-inch PVC. 10, 12 inches long. There's 3 of them in there. So I use the ferrite cores, so this one's tiny. The modulator is small. The thing is sitting on top of my desktop here.
Hey, now that brings up a question. Can you use ferrite for all of the PDM coils, or do any of them have to be air-wound?
No, all of them, all 3 of them are ferrite cores.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're the new ones that Steve uses, the 3Ds, and they're not cheap, like $20 a piece, but I got one. I think I got 6 of them.
Well, the thing about the ferrite core is you can cut the turns way down with that. So yeah, I can see why it's not smooth.
Oh yeah, it's just sitting on my desktop here. It's just in a 7-inch front panel chassis, same as my RF deck. And the RF deck is sitting on top of the modulator, and right on top of the desktop here. So I got a desktop kilowatt.
That 4-foot, when it was in that 4-foot rack, is that one of the ones that are pictured on your QRZ page?
I thought he mentioned something about like the first coil had to be air wound for some reason, but I mean it's been years now. But if that's not the case, then yeah, that's awesome. Wow, talking about miniaturization.
Yeah, well, what happened? Yeah, the first one is very important. That one I had trouble with that. I had the one core, because Steve said you only need 1 core, and it wasn't enough, and it would take a modulator, it would blow a modulator fed out, and I'd put another fed in, and I'd key it out, I'd talk for a half hour or so, and boom, it'd blow another fed. I wound up putting 2 cores together, and then that stopped it. Now there's no problem, it works fine.
So it's a saturation.
Yeah, well, these Torrid cores, one of them should work fine, but I got them from China, and they're not quite the same as the ones from some of the ferrite companies around here in the States, and it was just a little bit under what it should have been, so it didn't quite make it. So when I put 2 of them on there, it worked fine.
The local radio station here in town has a Class B transmitter, and they've been doing tests, and it turned out why? Because they've been buying the replacement sets off of eBay and really get a mouse when they were trying to work it. So yeah, it's amazing what those guys in China get away with. They'll create something, they'll put the set numbers. I don't know if I can even they're rip-offs. Going forward, it's
Yeah, you got to be careful with the Chinese stuff. I mean, and these cores they're okay. They were just a little bit under what they should have been. So, I was having that trouble. But as soon as I put 2 of them together, it stopped it. So, they're the T300s, and but hey, I put 2 of them together. I mean, they're not very big. They're only 3 inches in diameter, and they're only about maybe ½ inch thick. So they're not very big, but a lot smaller than the PVC PDM coils. So and of course I downsized everything. The modulator is even smaller than my RF deck. It's tiny.
All right, guys. I'm gonna run. I'm trying to sign up for PST Rotator. It's a computer interface program that interfaces with my rotor control box, and like you can pull up a map and click anywhere on the map, and it'll turn your beam to the heading and stuff, and interfaces with my Anon as well. Because there's a new feature in the new software for the Anon that you can control your rotor. It pulls up like a compass rose and stuff. It's pretty freaking cool. So we'll catch you boys later, man. Really good hearing you guys. George and Bob and Clark, of course, and Dad, if you're out there still listening. Gordon. Really good to hear you guys. We'll be listening out while we're trying to figure out how to get this registration code. W3MMR.
Yeah, 7-3, Perry. Have a fine business evening, and don't forget, when you get to that level of accuracy, there is a difference between true and magnetic north. Make sure you got the right one.
Oh yeah, my declination here is negative 11.80 degrees. So, man, I ordered a nice Sonotu compass, because the one on my phone was, even when I would calibrate it, there's a different true north every time I would turn it on. So I've been pretty manic about this whole rotor thing. So I'll catch you boys later. 7-3.
7-3, Perry. I think it's like 9 degrees difference between true north and magnetic.
Yeah, declination. Are you sure it's not variation?
No, it's magnetic. It's magnetic declination is what it's called. There's declination calculators online. You put in your longitude and latitude, and I literally got the longitude and latitude right down to where my tower is in the backyard, and it'll tell you like if it's plus or minus and what the exact number is. NOAA. It's on the NOAA website.
Wow, that's really weird, because variation is the difference between true north and magnetic north. I've never heard of declination, and you're saying it's on the NOAA website. All right, got some learning in N1BCG.
Ever heard of the declination of independence?
Good one.
Yeah, right here, magnetic declination calculator. Declination is calculated using the most recent world magnetic model, blah, 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 blah. So on and so forth. But yep, magnetic declination. So we'll catch you boys later.
Good grief. For fun, sometime when you get a chance, type in magnetic variation and see if there's any difference between the two. That's really weird.
Doing it right now.
Let's put it this way. So in aviation and
same thing.
maritime navigation, there's an expression TVMDC. So when you convert from true course to compass, it's TVM. That's true variation magnetic, and then what the hell? Now I got myself screwed up. But anyway, you convert from TVMDC. That's right, and then you've got. What the hell is the... God, this is why I should stay off the channel on home radio. Anyway, that's right, compass deviation, which is due to magnetic objects being in the proximity of your compass. So TVMDC, true variation correct for magnetic correct for deviation compass.
Yeah, Sorry, real quick. I know I said I was getting out of here. My apologies, guys. I put in magnetic variation into Google, and it comes up as magnetic declination, as the thing that it has the definition under. And on Wikipedia, it says magnetic declination, and in parentheses, it says also called magnetic variation. So magnetic variation and magnetic declination are the same exact thing.
I'll be able to sleep tonight. Have a great evening.
Yep, 7-3, boys.
Catch you, pal.
I'm going to get out of here, too.